Okay, so this is the first video that I'm doing today, but it is just past 4:30 and it has been a very busy day so far. I've only been listening to Emma on the audiobook, so I haven't done any physical reading yet today. I had to drive home from the mountains today and it was around like a 3.5 hour long drive, so I just listened to this audiobook for like 2 of those hours. I am just under halfway through Emma. It's alright. The language is a little too flowery for me and it's just way too descriptive, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, get to the point. But honestly, I don't even know if I want to finish this book today. I may just want to start Cheerleaders just to mix up my reading. Today is the middle day of the reading rush. It's day 4, so I'll definitely have enough time to finish this book. So I only really have 2 other real books to finish other than this one. It is Gone Girl and then the Cheerleaders, and then the one after that is Blood, Water, Paint, which is a really fast read. So after I finish those 2 books, then I'll only have half of this to read, and then Blood, Water, Paint. So I'm feeling pretty good about my TBR. All I want to do right now is get back to reading the Throne of Glass series. But I have to read. So the vlog today may not be that long, but because I'm starting this literally at 4:30, so I don't have that much to do today. Just been listening to this audiobook. It is now past 6 o'clock and I just decided to watch the end of Hamilton because about a week ago I started watching it, but I never actually finished it. So I decided to finish it today, and I don't know if that's just because I don't want to read right now or what, but I definitely don't want to read Emma right now because I'm not in the mood for that. So I think I'm going to start the Cheerleaders. And the text looks very big, and the spacing also looks pretty big, and it has text in there too. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really quick read. So I think I'm just gonna start that now, and hopefully I'll get through a big chunk of it today. So I don't know if I'm going to upload the part 4 video today. I have like no content at all, but whatever. So I'm about a third of the way through Cheerleaders and it is so good. I really want to figure out who the killer is, but I have to wait, and it took me about an hour to read a third of it, so I can read the rest of it pretty quickly. But the crazy thing is that I noticed that a lot of the books I'm reading this week are murder mystery type books, because Imposter was one of them, and then the Cheerleaders is another, and then Gone Girl, I think it's a mystery type thing that involves murders maybe, and then Blood, Water, Paint maybe somewhere along those lines. But that's pretty funny how 3 to 4 of the books I'm reading this week are in that genre. I never even noticed that until like a couple hours ago. I haven't been doing that much today. I literally just went out on a run in the morning, cleaned up my house up in the mountains, drove home while listening to Emma on the audiobook, and then I got home, watched a little bit of Hamilton, just didn't do anything for the longest time, and then started the Cheerleaders. So good morning. It is now Friday, July 24th, and it is just after 12 p.m. and I have been reading the Cheerleaders. It is so good. I'm loving it. I've been saying that about a lot of the books that I've been reading, like Imposter. That was such a good book. I loved it. I went for my run this morning. It was really nice. I had breakfast and then I listened to a little bit of Emma. So right now I'm just over halfway through that, and I'm just over halfway through the Cheerleaders as well. So hopefully I can finish this within a couple of hours, and then after that I'll try and listen to as much of Emma as I can. so I just finished The Cheerleaders and the ending. The ending was absolutely insane. I did not expect that ending at all, and it was very surprising. And I knew that I wanted to have some closure on some of the other stuff that happened in the book, and in that last chapter, it did get resolved, but it was just in a really unexpected way. And I knew something must happen to that character because they played a huge role in the conflict of the story and then in the last chapter. So that was crazy. Obviously, I'm not going to name the character or their gender because that could give away a lot, but oh my god, this is crazy. So I rated this 4 out of 5 stars because it was very entertaining and just crazy to see how everything played out in the end. There's just so many things that I bet if I read it again, I'll pick up on them. There's so many subtleties that give you hints along the way to who actually killed these girls, and it was just so good. But now I have to read Emma, and I don't know, it's just past 4 o'clock right now, and I want to get closer to finishing Emma tonight. If I don't feel like reading Emma, then I'll start Gone Girl, and that's very exciting. So far I have read 4 out of the 7 books, so I am over halfway there, which is super exciting. I've just been reading all day today, and my reading speed has decreased so much because I'm actually trying to enjoy these books and take my time with them. I can't believe I've read so many of these books in such a short amount of time. Probably going to take a little break from reading for the next 30 minutes to an hour, and then after that, I'll probably listen to more of Emma or I'll start Gone Girl. Okay, so it is around 10 o'clock right now, and I'm just going to start listening to Emma by Jane Austen. I'm about halfway through right now. I hope that I can get through a big chunk of it tonight. My goal is to get to around 75% through, and I think I can do that within the next couple of hours. Hopefully before midnight I can get there. When I was listening to the audiobook in the car ride home yesterday, I was kind of tuning it out. I didn't really understand that much. Hopefully now that I'm reading along when I'm listening to the audiobook, I can understand a lot more and see more connections from the book to Clueless. I'm going to start listening to this. So it is 11:45 and I am 75% through Emma. I'm actually kind of liking it right now. The audiobook actually helps me read a lot better because I think when I was just listening to it on its own or just reading it without the audio, I was kind of getting sidetracked and thinking about other things. But when I'm actually listening to the audiobook, I don't give my mind the chance to actually think of other things. I just am listening to the audiobook and reading the book at the same time. That just helps me comprehend things better, and since the language is from the early 1800s, it is very confusing for me because I don't read that many classics. So it definitely helps to have the audiobook because the speaking rate is very nice to just listen to. So for tomorrow, I really want to finish Emma because I have exactly 100 pages left, and I also want to get through a good chunk of Gone Girl. hopefully I can just fly through this book because my mom said it's really good and she just couldn't put it down. So I hope I'm the same way. But so far in the reading rush, I've only read 4 out of the 7 books on my TBR, and it's now the end of day 5. I hope that tomorrow I can finish at least 1 book. And today I read the last half of The Cheerleaders and then a quarter of Emma, so I'm feeling pretty good about finishing my TBR. I just have to read tomorrow, and it may be kind of a stretch. But I wrote a Goodreads review for this, so if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description. And I actually write reviews for all of the books that I read during the reading rush, so if you want to check those reviews out, then the links will be in the description as well. You can also follow me on Goodreads, the link to that is in the description, and I'm also on Instagram, so you can follow me there. Besides the self-promo, I am done reading for today. I'm very proud on the progress I've made with Emma, even though this is the 3rd day of me reading this book. I think I made a good strategy of just pacing this book out over time and not reading it all in one day, because that would just be horrible for me. I'm excited to finish this book and then finally start Gone Girl. I'm so excited to read this. And yeah, I hope you liked watching the combined day 4 and 5 vlog, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 6.